My question is to the Prime Minister. Labor's budget provides no funding for new infrastructure investment in our capital cities. So what additional level of congestion does the government expect the extra 1.5 million people who will come to Australia over 5 years will cause?
Give a call to the Prime Minister.
I thank the member for Flinders for her question. And what we did when we were last in government, and that will be reflected when over our period in government as well, in addition to the commitments that we put into the budget, including, of course, in Victoria, the suburban rail loop, of course, a project that will make an enormous difference, in Victoria. What we didn't do is what happened after our period in office, where, compared with the rail funding under the Howard government, that's a really easy number to remember, zero, not a single dollar into public transport over 12 years. What we did was transform projects with rail projects like Regional Rail Link in Victoria. We actually had as well in Victoria the Melbourne Metro project. Now, the member would be aware of the Melbourne Metro project because it's the key to unclogging congestion in the network to enable the entire network across the city of Melbourne to be expanded. But we had $3 billion in the budget, and what happened, we even had a joint board with Commonwealth representatives. What happened when the Liberal Party came to office was they ripped that $3 billion out, pulled the Commonwealth from the board because they didn't believe in funding of projects like that. Nation-building projects. So they ripped the money out of that, and that led to a delay in that project, which of course is now funded thanks to the Andrews government, which is in its third or fourth or fifth term. I've lost count. And then in Brisbane, of course, the Cross River Rail project that will be so important for the Olympics. Of course, there as well, we had $715 million in the budget, as well as an availability payment model of $2.4 billion. And again, they ripped the money out of the Cross River Rail, ripped it out of that project, said it wasn't good enough. And so because Tony Abbott, when he was Prime Minister, didn't believe in funding public transport. That's the sort of loss that we saw. Now, what our government has done is not rip out fully funded projects. What we have done, though, is identify the range of projects that are underfunded and can't possibly ever be delivered, because it's dishonest to say, as they did for the Rockhampton Ring Road, that you can build a ring road for half of the money that it will actually cost for construction. And I won't go too far into Rockhampton because it gets him upset about Rockhampton and Yeppoon and Yeppen, as you will remember in the past.